Hello, Dan here from Field of Fitness. Today we're bringing you a band workout. So these are easily purchased through Amazon, and we've attached a link to the email so that you've got the quickest and easiest access to purchasing a supply of these, or even just one that can be incorporated into so many different exercises. So for today we're just going to do a basic warm-up. Now we recommend some form of warm-up before any exercise, so just make sure you're preparing the body for the intended activity. So two basic movements we're going to go through here, something called a dislocation. So what you'll want to do is just go to the widest part of the band just to start with. We're going to go over the head, so your idea is to keep your hips, shoulders nice and still, looking dead ahead, and we're going to just take the band up and over, keeping as much clearance behind the body as possible. And what will happen is as your movement gets a little bit restricted, you'll have to pull the band open, which is why I'm saying go wide first, just to get a feel for how it is with your shoulders. So essentially we're getting nice and grounded, we're going over the head, down to the bottom, and then back over again. Try not to swing the hips or move the body whatsoever. So if you work through 10 repetitions, exercise number 2, we're going into this lunge position or split squat position. So back heel up, feet facing forwards, front leg bent, back leg straight, soft bend in that back knee. Your arms will reach out parallel to the floor. You're going to create a little bit of tension, so you're going to pull that band apart slightly, just so you can draw shoulders back and down and get that upper back activated. From here, we're going to partially drop down into a lunge, so a little sort of half lunge, and then rotate to the side that your leg is forwards. So in my case here, tension, down slightly, rotate to the right, back to start, push up to your start position. So we go down partially, rotate, keeping arms parallel to the floor, keeping tension on the band, back up. And if you work through 5 to 10 repetitions on each side. So that's just getting the body moving before we start loading. Now the 4 basic exercises we're going to go through incorporate most of the body here. So with your band, we're going to do a squat press to start with. So you'll step both feet inside the band, bring your hands in and underneath, and we're going to go palms up. And just make sure again you're just not going into this hyperextended position, you're nice and comfortably in neutral spine, and we just go into our squats. That's bum goes back, weight goes more through the heels, so we're going into that squat. Just be careful you don't flex over, you're trying to keep that neutral spine. Go as deep as you feel able to, do not force it, knees out in line with toes. When you stand up, you're going to drive the hands up to the ceiling. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a nice squat position, keeping that tension through the body, knees in line with toes, stand up, push into that overhead press position. Back into the start position, which is front rack or to the chest, and then repeat your squat. So it's quite a dynamic movement standing up, but a controlled movement sitting down. And again, anywhere between 10 to 12 repetitions. That will depend on what resistance bands you have. You can get different resistances. So if in doubt, go with the lightest version, and you can always do more reps, slow things down, or we can make it harder with just making the intensity a little bit slower or tempo slower. Exercise number 2. So we're going to go into a banded hinge. So step into the band once again. Now in this case, you're going to pop the band over the head and just rest it on your trap. So rest it on the upper part of your back, not on your neck. You can grab the band here just for a little bit of extra tension. Feet should be roughly hip width. Soften the knees slightly, and then we're going to keep that back nice and straight or neutral. And the idea is that you're going to push your bum behind you. So as if you're kind of closing a door with your bottom, you're just going to push the bum away. So we're not bending the knees anymore. We're keeping that back nice and neutral. The chin will stay in. And then you're going to accelerate back up and squeeze the glutes. Now when you do stand up, do not hyperextend. So you're just going to stand up nice and straight, shoulders pinned back, soft knees, we go again. So bum shifts back, Chin stays in, stand up, squeeze the glutes, don't hyperextend. And again, you're working through 10 to 12 repetitions, nice and steady, just maintaining that good quality back position so that you don't end up flexing over through your spine. Brace your tummy, keep that tension through your core, and as you stand up, really give those glutes, those butt muscles a good squeeze. Exercise number 3 is a row. So just be careful with this. You're going to either double it up to make it harder, or you can just pop one part of the band around to make it a little easier. So the idea here is you pop it into the arch of the foot. That way you know that it's not going to go anywhere. So it's nice and stable. You're going to grip inside the loops of the band. Create that tension, soft bend in the legs. So they're slightly bent so you can maintain a good neutral spine. The tendency is to go too straight and it might pull you into flexion. So soft bend in the knees, chest up, shoulders pulled back and down. So our start position is key here. And you're going to brace the tummy. From there, you're going to pull the band towards you. Just a little bit of daylight under the armpits, okay? So we're not going nice and tight in, we're just creating just a little bit of a gap between elbows and torso. Chest up, shoulders pulled back and down, hold, contract for a second or two, release back without flexing over. Should you do that, just always reset and then continue your reps. So again, 10 to 12 repetitions, slow is harder, doubling up the band is harder. If you need to go easier, you can just go single loop over the top there. So it's a nice amount easier than just going double. Your last exercise is going into a chest exercise here. So we're going to go into a half kneeling position. Pop your hands inside the loop of the band. It goes behind the back. Okay, so make sure it's nicely supported. Foot flat, knee on the floor, pop a pillow or something underneath your knee if you need to. Reach the arms out in front. Okay, so we're going to go start in that press position. Chest up, shoulders back, bracing tummy. From there, soften the elbows, and we're going into a fly. So we're keeping the arms long lever, soft elbows, parallel to the floor, and then back in. So just make sure, as you saw there, just sort of can flick away from the back a little bit. Just reset it so it's anchored and you've got optimal resistance, and then we're back in again. So out into that fly, back in, chest up, shoulders pulled back, squeeze the pecs, the chest muscles, and then work through your 10 to 12 repetitions. You can, if you want to, halfway through switch legs, or just switch legs on your next set. So there's 4 really simple exercises working full body with one of your bands. Good luck, guys.